Coming in, and we are ready to roll. Wonderful. While you're coming in, drop me a quick line where you're coming in from, and yeah, if you like this stuff, give me a thumbs up. YouTube always ranks these things depending on if people like it, so it's really important, I think, that people see this. And today we have a bit of a different topic. So I hope that also regulators watch this video. I hope governmental officials watch this video. I hope that people kind of watch this video who really think about these things. And so I think that's quite relevant. I had a couple of really, really important meetings this morning. I'm going to catch a flight right now. I was soon flying to Milan. If you're around there, would be happy to see you for a quick meetup. And then on the weekend I have a TEDx talk actually on blockchain decentralization. So let's see how that goes. I'm not going to comment much on the current market conditions. You can just watch the same video I posted in February, and you can just watch that, and it's the same thing over and over. It's Groundhog Day all over again. So and I rather want to focus on some kind of putting some value into certain things, and not so much talking about price or what's happening all around, because it's way too emotional anyways. This is the English version. We're gonna do German right afterwards. So let's get into this entire topic on regulation and what would be, in my opinion, the best regulation for cryptocurrencies, for ICOs, for blockchains, for cryptocurrencies, and so on. And this topic came up because last Wednesday, so it's now 8 days ago, I'm part of these blockchain work groups for the European Union. And that means we put in a lot of input on the one hand for the companies, for regulation, from all kind of angles, right? And so obviously I come from the entrepreneurial side, and I have a very strong opinion on this, obviously, because I really want the ecosystem to grow, and I want regulators not doing anything stupid. So, and obviously this question was asked what I would recommend for regulation. And before you maybe listen to my kind of opinion, think about this a bit for yourself. Should there be no regulation? Should there be very strict regulation? Should this regulation look like? And always keep in mind, right, that regulation is there to protect people, and it should not be there to limit companies, even though sometimes this has to happen a little bit, right? And I think right now in the ecosystem, we might have too little regulation, but I'm worried that if we put regulation in, we put the wrong kind of regulation in. And that was also a bit of my kind of statement. And my statement was this, and I'm very interested to see what your feedback is. It's going to be quite a short video because I'm going to throw it quite straight out. My input was this. Most regulation in most fields goes into prohibiting certain things. And in a decentralized system that's digital, that you can access from all around the world, this is the stupidest thing. Because if you prohibit something, come on, there's millions of really smart entrepreneurs in this space, and they're just going to find loopholes. They're just going to work around. So all you're trying to do is you're working as a regulator for years on fixing something that you don't want to see. And as soon as you put this out, the entrepreneurs are just like, okay, let's do it this way. And everyone copies from each other, and instantly you didn't fix a problem. You just created a new one. And you have to work years on this again. So as a regulator, what I would love you to see doing is thinking about what are the things you're definitely okay with. And you can start quite small. You can start quite narrow. Let's talk about blockchains. If you are okay with blockchains, define what makes a blockchain for you. How decentralized does a blockchain have to be? What kind of consensus algorithms are you okay with? What kind of use cases are you okay with? If we're talking about ICOs, what is the money raised that you're okay with? Is this $500,000? Is it $1 million? Is it $5 million? What would you love to see that for you an ICO is definitely okay? And if you want to start rather safe than sorry, then start somewhere and say, if you're raising up to $500,000 and you have certain kind of audits, or you can afterwards show or document where this money is going, then we are okay. Then it's a green ICO. And even if it's a security token, right? And then say and add, and if you do it anywhere else, you will be, and we're gonna audit you, or we might scrutinize you individually, and you cannot be sure that it's safe or not. I think this is what this market needs right now. It needs some kind of starting point. And if you make the rules really tight, what's going to happen is it will not be possible for a lot of companies, but it will be a starting point. And you can learn from this, and you can step by step grow. So instead of trying to prohibit all the other things, which is an endless story, focus on those things that you're definitely okay with. And this applies to blockchain, cryptocurrencies, to ICOs, to exchanges, and so on. And the big problem is just that for most regulators, this is completely unfamiliar ground, because regulators in general love to tell you what you're not allowed to do. And in something that's decentralized and that's open source, I'm not sure if this makes any sense in this space to do that, right? So tell us what you would love to see and what you're definitely okay with, and maybe make it quite strict right now, so it's maybe quite difficult actually to achieve it. But at least we see the direction that you want to go. And this was kind of a bit of the speech that I gave to the regulators and that I'm giving to regulators. It's something that I tell literally anywhere all around the world. I spoke about that also at MoneyCon for Money 2020, because I think these are the key essential things. And there's nothing more destructive than uncertainty for entrepreneurs, because uncertainty many times either stops people from execution or it makes them go in a way that's really not good for the customers. We see a lot of this, for example, at the moment with tokens. Many companies would love to have a bit more of an aggressive token structure, but they just don't want to do that because they don't want to run risk of having some problems afterwards. So companies, the smart companies at least right now, go a super secure route, because there's nothing worse that something that could happen to Ripple, could happen to Ethereum, could happen to a lot of the large coins as well, where suddenly this is being called a security. And these are just some really challenging topics, and it doesn't only go into ICOs, it goes into many topics in general. So if you're a regulator watching this, you should take notes in my opinion, and you should really kind of draw out those guidelines, because I think this is really important. If you're watching this and you're an entrepreneur, then try to find these kind of commonalities where you're going to stay on the green side or on the white side, and try to go this way. It's not always easy. And if you are watching this and you have some great suggestions that are not just, some bozo suggestions where you're just like, oh, there shouldn't be any regulation, right? I do agree this would maybe make sense, but I also think it's quite dangerous, right? Because it would open a lot of doors for illegal activities, and I don't think this should be the case either. But to maybe have some constructive input on what regulation should look like, and maybe a regulator reads this and is like, this is actually a really great idea. So yeah, hope you get value at this. Let me know. If you're completely new to this topic, get my book, Cryptocurrencies Explained Simply. Everything is explained in there, a lot of very nice topics. Subscribe to my channel here. Share this video, maybe show this to your regulator to think about these things. And other than that, see you at the next video. Yours truly. Have a good one. Stay cool in this crazy market. Julian, bye-bye.